Hello, is anyone here? Anybody? Well, as we saw earlier today, the Custodes have got their own codex. And after all the hype about it that they'd brought up in the... Anyone here? Anyone? Am I talking to myself again? Anybody? Is there anybody here? Anyone at all? Hello? Anybody here? I know it's a bit of a surprise. It's just that I give my thoughts on the Adeptus Custodes and the announcement that Games Workshop made of them now getting their own codex in 40k, which is really, I wouldn't say daft, but it's just there's so much Imperial stuff out there currently. Please focus on the non-Imperial factions. It's almost as if it's not Imperial, GW don't care. It may sound harsh, but that's how it is. If it's not Imperial, then they don't want to know. Aside from the Eldar and the Nids, they've been the only two codexes in the last 10 months that have been non-Imperial. We started off with the Space Marines because, of course, Gulliman came back. And then we got, not in the direct order they came out in, we got Admech and Skutari combined into one book. We got all sorts of... We got loads of guys. We got Dark Angels, Blood Angels, we got... we haven't got Space Wolves yet. They haven't come out yet. But we got so many Imperial armies. Please, Games Workshop, don't give us any more armies for the Imperium. Unless you're planning on releasing a Sisters of Battle and a Sisters of Silence with the Inquisition in the same sort of combined book, if you will, then that would make sense. Otherwise, it's just Orcs need love, Necrons need love, Dark Eldar need love, Inari need love, not to mention, and I'll reset the clock now, the Plastic Sisters of Battle. And yes, I could take the Sisters of Silence models, but why should I go and buy Sisters of Silence, who are a very good model in and of themselves? They're not the cheapest either. So why would I go and buy a similarly priced unit in plastic when I could get 10 sisters in metal monopose that I can't change? The 10 sisters models need a cut in prices. Heck, if they were £25 for 10 models, they'd be sold in a second. You'd be out of stock in a second. But that's just my opinion on that. So yeah, we got loads of armies that need love and 40 and 8th edition rulebooks. The Drukhari, the Inquisition need a book. Everything that's in the indexes needs a hardback or a paperback codex. And so far, you've done the Space Marines and their successor chapters. Where's the love for the rest of the armies? Please, someone just... yeah. Custodes were not needed. They're a nice surprise. They're not needed. And from what I've seen in there on the pictures that have been taken from the open day, they're not they weren't really needed. They were better off staying as a 30k only faction. Because in 30k they were designed to go and kill things like Primarchs. Primarchs altered their entire battle plan because they had a custodian or two custodians on board their ships. And they wanted, of course, to get rid of the custodians, so they sent them off down the vanguard on the left flank while they went and took the right flank and completely beat the living daylights out of whoever was in front of them. But my point is that those who had custodians there to watch over them had ways of getting around custodians. So what people, please ask me questions. Come on. Really? I mean, come on, people. Talk to me. Talk to me, people. Please, someone, talk to me. What do you think about the Custodes? Are they needed? Are they nice? I mean, they haven't got many units. They've got, what, a Land Raider, a Contemptor, a Custodian Guard with either sword and shield or spear. It's a two-handed spear that gives them a chance to block hits. They've got, what else have they got? Shield Captain to lead them. If they start bringing in things like the Orion dropship and the Telemon heavy dreadnought and the Glatus and the Achilles dreadnoughts and the tanks from the Heresy, I would be very surprised. I mean, they say that you can use Forge World units in this Custodes book, but if you can, then what's the point of collecting them for the Heresy? The Heresy is possibly the best setting for the Custodians, simply because that was where they were needed for that time period. Suddenly having veteran Custodians implies that you get new recruits. There is no way that anyone can replicate how Custodians are created, so therefore they're all veterans in that regard. They fought on multiple battlefields. Most of them fought alongside the Emperor when he was uniting ancient terror. So, yeah, the Custodians belong in 30k, in the Heresy era, because that's where they do the most, where they make the most sense. And, okay, they're not completely balanced against Space Marines, but they're on a different level to Space Marines. They're so elite and so few in number that any Marine army will outnumber them by at least 2 to 1. At least 2 to 1. And sure, they've got 2-up armor saves on Terminators and things like that. So is everyone else. Bolters can still kill a Custodian as readily as they can kill any other Terminator armed model. So yeah, please ask me your thoughts and opinions on these new Custodes as they were announced today, because it's just not, I don't want to say it's not on, that's the wrong word. It's just Games Workshop, their focus is not on their player base who have non-imperial armies. They've released, out of the 10 codexes we've had so far for 8th edition, only a fifth of them, 2 of them, have been non-imperial. That is the Eldari and the Tyranids. They're the only 2 that have not been imperial. All the rest have been imperial. There's been the Guard, there's been Dark Angels, Blood Angels, there's been Codex Space Marines. There's been lots of imperial goodies coming out, but nothing for the Xenos players. Players like myself who collect Dark Eldar. The Drukhari have not had a codex yet in 8th edition. We're still working off the index. I'm fairly sure sure, the Dark Eldar are one to talk because, we waited a long time for our second ever codex. Really, Games Workshop, Dark Eldar, Cities of Battle, Cities of Silence even. That's one of the things that's not in this codex, or it's not being photographed with these releases. And that is the Sisters of Silence. Those girls deserve not to be given a pamphlet of a book and thrown to one side. They deserve to be, them and the Custodians combined left Terror. They didn't leave in 2 separate ships, they left combined. To give us an Oblivion Knight model, give us a Questor Knight model. We need some Cities of Silence characters so that if I wanted to go and get a Talent of the Emperor force, I have a reason to. Because otherwise, I don't know how to arm the Questor Knight, what the Oblivion Knight needs. Sure, you released a Talent of the Emperor rule set in 7th edition, but those values are meaningless in 8th now because there's nothing there. So please, somebody, Games Workshop, please give the Xenos, because there's Orcs and Tau that I can think of straight away that need codexes. Focus on the non-imperial, non-power armored sides of the Imperium. I mean, Cities of Battle, yes, they wear power armor, but they're 20-year-old models, nearly. They're in metal, they're monopose. You can't even, and if you want to buy them different weapons, you need to buy whole different models. So you can't even get 2 squads with different loadouts from the same box set. There is so much Games Workshop you need to get on and do, and this is before I'd have thought this would been higher up on your list before you bring 30k into 40k. The Custodes should have stayed in the heresy era and stayed there because that was where they were needed the most, and to suddenly throw them into 40k, they're not going to balance well against anything. I guess I will see the Custodes go around. You get a squad of 5, for example. They'll mow down not only mobs of orcs, and I mean large mobs of orcs, without losing a single guy. They'll kill the entire army, just 5 guys. They are that elite. They are that specialist. But to give them a codex where anyone can field 1,000 of these at any one point in time just makes no sense to me. Anyway, I've been ranting on for long enough, so I'm gonna end this stream, and I shall see you guys later. Thank you for watching.